Good day fellas, I hope you are ready for your extra daily dose of skill, and today we are going to play with Type 58, which is pretty much worse version of T-34-85. I know who could ever expect this, but yeah, it is definitely the case, fellas. And this is the main reason why this vehicle is rated as a playable in the index page, even though the tank is not that great. It is not that bad, you know, but a Russian counterpart is just simply better, so there is no reason to rate this vehicle very high. What do we have? We have a tier 8 matchmaking, which is definitely not very great for us. And this tank has 160 alpha damage, 128 millimeters of penetration, which is not very good if you would ask me. And the gold penetration of this vehicle is 172. And shell velocity pretty much 1 kilometer per second. Not very epic, to be fair with you, if you would ask me, but in the same time it is not horrible. Also, once again, I truly want to highlight this. T-34-85 is just simply better tank, so there is no reason to even play with this vehicle as well. Although my job, fellas, is to review absolutely every single tank in the world of tanks, right? And hopefully we are going to do our job well. Meanwhile, we have Skoda, who is trying to snipe from the back, and luckily Pavlak managed to smack him in the face, although we did not receive any assisting damage whatsoever. So this is very tricky situation for us, and we are having very weird matchmaking, if you know what I mean. We are fighting against the tier 8, so that basically means we do not want to be too aggressive, right? But in the same time, we do not really want to be too passive to finish the battle with 0, you know? Especially if our team is winning. And in this situation, it doesn't look like it, to be fair with you. Okay, very nice. Tiger 131 is dead. We picked up the very first skill. Or I supposed to say kill. Meanwhile, our friendly Lithuanian is saying "Молодец, skill." That threw me off for a second. But I appreciate his words, obviously. Okay, everything is looking fine. Everything is looking fine. We are definitely losing the heavy flank, and I believe I do not need to tell this. I believe it is self-explanatory. Meanwhile, ooh, how are you doing? Beautiful. This is exactly what I want to see, fellas. I want to beat the living crap out of this Tiger C for obvious reasons, right? And since he is not paying too much attention at us, we are going to pick up his skill very, very easily. Very nice. He is still not paying attention, and he is officially dead. Luckily, our Jeff claimed his life. Okay, now we do not have such a great situation, my friends. I can promise you that. Even though we are sitting with 1,500 damage, which is not bad whatsoever, but there is no way we can fight against the Charlie Magne. He's just simply way higher tier than we are. Meanwhile, we met our death. High roll plus fire. Well, that's what you are getting for driving the Chinese tank. Not horrible stuff. I am feeling relatively well with this. I think I could escape a bit better, but no complaints, no regrets. For a very first battle, this is going to be fine. So let's teleport into the garage and let's see the score. Well, that did not last that long. Unfortunately, the very first battle is defeat, but that's understandable. Very bad map for us and bad matchmaking. Where we are speaking about this game, we are second by experience, we are second by the damage, and remember, fellas, we were bottom tier here, so nothing to say, nothing to do. We lost a lot of credits, which is understandable, and once again, 5-minute game. Nothing to change. Anyways, one thing which I want to highlight, if you are not familiar with the skill for L2 index page, I would highly recommend to check it out, fellas. You can find the YouTube videos easily, you can find equipment setups easily, field modification, and so on, so on. You name it. And obviously the ratings of the tanks. And one more thing which I really want to highlight: if you want to mark some, I don't know, tier 6 tank, for example, remember, you can always check out how much do you need, for example, to get ace or to get mark of excellence overall, right? Keep this in mind. This is very, very nice stuff, and hopefully this is a great addition overall for the index page, right? If you haven't seen that. Okay, without further ado, let's go for round number 2. Okay, this game is looking a bit better. We have a lot of Pavlak tanks. And hopefully we are going to make this work, right? So first things first. The other day, fellas, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I was watching the Honest Gaming Steve, right? And he is doing very nice video series where he is showing the secret spots. And I really want to shout out the guy. He is doing a great stuff, and I figured out one thing myself, and I am going to demonstrate this thing. This is very important. Did you know you could climb up here? Yep, I'm not joking. You can actually climb up here. You are just taking the road like this, and you are trying to wiggle, 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 and you are going up. I did not knew that, so shout out for Honest Gaming for educating his community with the secret spots, right? Okay, so let's see. What do we have here, fellas? So first things first, I do not want to be too aggressive. I do not really think it is worth it. And to be fair with you, speaking about this map, this is not an easy way for us to do the things. By saying this, I mean we cannot easily push like this or like this or like this or whatever through the open field. This is not an easy thing to do, and this is definitely not an easy task. So please keep this in mind. Also, what I can imagine the Pavlak going through the middle of the field, because he is going to probably support his team, and if he is trying to do that, we are going to smack him once or twice in the face. At least this is the plan, and this is the dream. So far, our team is winning the game a bit. We are up by 1000 hit points, fellas, and you know what? This is not a very great as wrong as it sounds. I mean, it is great we are winning the game, don't get me wrong, but this is quite a hard one to craft somehow use for ourselves, if you know what I mean. And in the same time, we have an okay position. At least I think our position is pretty fine, and all we need to do, we need to wait until the Pavlaks will try to make a bit of pressure like so, and they should do that eventually. And they should do this eventually. Okay, I'm trying to craft a nice angle from where I would be able to smack whoever is coming like so. And once again, I want to believe enemies will try to get involved eventually. They have 3 guns stuck, which is quite understandable, I believe. And eventually, once again, they will start making pressure. Whenever they will make pressure, we are going to celebrate, and we will try to punish them for their mistakes. Right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Shna in the side. That's fine. Luckily, he's not penetrating us. And they have 3 guns here. Oi, oi. Oi, oi. 3 guns, fellas. That's no bueno. It's okay. We are supporting our guy. That's all that matters. The gun depression of this vehicle is definitely not the most enjoyable feature of this tank, but it doesn't really matter, because at this point we will try to flank the Pavlaks in this way, and if we are going to do everything properly, and I believe we will, we should be able to start claiming their lives. Beautiful. That's very, very nice. Can we kill this guy? Beautiful, he is dead. Now other guy is obviously thinking about getting a bit involved, but this is not going to be too easy for him, and we are dropping down for obvious reasons to support our tank here. Very, very nice. So not that bad of a game. Obviously, I believe it's clear we are already winning this battle by a humongous margin, and I don't really think enemies will be able to do absolutely anything at this point. So all we need to do, we need to make as much pressure as we physically and possibly can to collect the remains of the enemy team, pretty much. speaking about those two games, both of the games we are quite interesting in a way. It is not very easy to play, and this is nice. And this is not bad whatsoever, fellas, believe me. Good. Good. Very nice, very beautiful game. So what do we have? We have 2000 damage. Unfortunately, we do not have any assisting damage, but it is completely fine. Speaking about the play which we made, I am feeling relatively happy. Why so? Because at first we are quite defensive, just in case if we will need to carry the game, right? And in the end of the day, we are having a respectable battle here. Meanwhile, I could ride him if he will try to make a decision to push in front like this. Actually, I cannot ride him, but I can farm him, and that's fine. One more shot up the butt, very good. Maybe we can get one more. I believe we can. Very nice. And he is officially dead. So what do we have? We have 2500 damage. That's all right. Beautiful. And you know what is the funny thing? We are 10 minutes into the video, plus minus, and we already played 2 battles. Yeah, World of Tanks today can be quite fast, if I can say so. Plus on top of that, marathon is going now, so what you are seeing here is a bit of the madness in a way, right? So, let's see. We have a first class, we have a high caliber, which is always nice and always much appreciated. We are top by experience, we are top by the damage by quite a margin, it's okay. And we lost 6000 credits. Now keep this in mind, I am using the camo directive, and camo directive is obviously quite expensive to use, but that makes sense. Anyways, round number 3. And we are back with round number 3. So what do we have? We have El Khaluf and we have Encounter Battle. I believe even though we don't really have a very good gun depression, we are forced to go into the heavy line. Because I want to believe this is the best play for us. Obviously, alternative options would be to play from somewhere here, maybe sniping from here, or from here. But I think we are going to get most use by being aggressive in a way. Meanwhile, M10 is crossing like so. That's actually... I was thinking, what do I want to do? Do I want to stop for a second or not? But that's okay. Never ever cross like I just crossed now. This is not a beneficial decision for you. Never do that. Take the long road, you will save many hit points in many situations. I was just greedy here, okay? And I really want to highlight this. I want to put this out of the way, and you are not going to say, no, what skill went like this and he did not took one for the team. Believe me, there is plenty of situations whenever you are trying to get involved like so, you can take one for the team, and this is not going to be very enjoyable, and this is not going to be fun. So I thought I will say this. Okay, what do we see? We see enemy team playing relatively aggressive here. By saying here, I mean trying to make a bit of pressure to our spawn. This is not that bad, fellas, as wrong as it sounds. We are feeling completely fine. Plus on top of that, we are kind of waiting until this T-34-85 will make a decision to be a bit involved. And whenever he will be a bit involved, we will schnai one from the left, one from the right, and we are going to be fine. In fact, at this point we can kind of cross like this, and while crossing like this, maybe we can check it out how many forces do they have here on the corner. And the first peak, what do we see? We see absolutely no one. Okay, that's good information. So what do we want to do? We want to make a bit of pressure like this, right? Very nice. Pavlak tank is late into the party. But once again, it is his mistake in a way, nothing what he can change there. Valiant late into the party. Valiant is pretty much a dead meat. We can farm him without bigger problems whatsoever. Believe me, fellas, we can farm him without bigger problems whatsoever. Oi, oi. Look, Pavlak tank is very dangerous. It is one, in my humble opinion, it is one of the better tanks in the current world of tanks. In the tier 6, their tank is, it is powerful. So we do not really want to approach him, and we don't want to fight with him. It truly doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Instead of doing that, actually I can flank them. Okay, look at this. Pavlak is farming our T1 heavy. While he is farming our T1 heavy, we are going sideways and we are killing his friend. T-34-85 is our priority. So one, he's down to 2 shottable. The second incoming, beautiful. And now we are going to finish him off just like so. And at this point, we can show the dominance against the Pavlak tank. That's what we can do. By the way, this guy, he has extremely good armor, fellas. Don't underestimate Pavlak abilities to play the game or overall to shoot. Even though this alpha damage 115 might look like laughable one, believe me, whenever he will start pumping this damage, you won't even understand where they're flying if you are playing the game. So that's very important thing to say. Meanwhile, we have the Panzer who is crossing through the middle, and we have Skoda. First of all, we are going to deal with a Skoda. After that, more likely we are going to deal with a Panzer. Although I don't really think we have a nice angle for a Mr. Skoda here unless he will try to go up, and there is a chance he will do that. Good. Let him go, and here we go. One, he understood he is sitting in the shithole, and two, beautiful play. Okay, moving on next. What do we want to do now? There is a chaff in our base, but I believe he is already dead, and we have Vaka who is moving through the middle. Unfortunately, I missed the shot, but that's fine. He's still dead. Su-100 in the middle of the field. Okay, big boy, okay. I see what you are doing here. We are going to have a conversation, my man. Believe me, we will. He doesn't have a good view range, so we are just simply spotting him and getting as much use as we physically and possibly can. Meanwhile, we have the information of the Valiant who is shooting high explosives, so let's get real. He is not a really dangerous tank for us. We just do not care about him. So, how do we approach the enemy team? We are going to go into the middle at this point, and from the middle, I believe we are going to have a very nice angle to eliminate the Valiant, and in the same time to start beating the living crap out of BDR and T-34S, right? Speaking of the T-34S, he is trying to cross like so, that's good. Valiant in the middle, and look at this beauty. We should be able to penetrate him without bigger problems, as you can see, very nice. That's the first, that's the second shot, and can we get a killing blow? No, we cannot. Okay. At this point, I want to go into the bushes here. Why so? Because this T-34 might think about approaching us, right? He might think, yep, it's about the time to push. And if he is going to do so, we are going to smack him. Meanwhile, BDR is sitting here. Okay, we know where BDR is. Now we don't need to be afraid of this guy, and I'm going to show you another very useful tip and trick which I know in this map, and I know many of you have no clue how to do this, so let's see. Just taking our time, going through the middle of the field like so, and would you believe in me, fellas, you can go and climb like this? Would you believe in me, we can easily, I repeat, easily do that? And I truly mean it, and I truly want to demonstrate this for you. Even though maybe we are wasting our time and we can go and kill this T-34, I want to show you if there is someone who is camping this position, you can actually do bad things for him. Never mind. We need to approach this T-34. He ruined everything. I apologize. Pretty much what you can do, you can climb like this even in relatively low speeds. I think if you are able to go 30 kilometers per hour, you can easily climb there and you can have a great time. Now, by any doubts whatsoever, this is the best battle today with this vehicle, right? I think we did absolutely everything properly, and enemies had nothing to do for us in this game. But once again, we were quite lucky with the matchmaking. I think we did absolutely everything ideally here. Maybe I could be just tiny touch aggressiver here before, but in the end of the day, we have 3000 damage and we have 400 assisting damage, which is not bad whatsoever. And the last game was probably the most interesting one. The first game was hard. The second game was also hard, speaking about the farm, right? And the third game was quite equal. It was hard, but it was interesting in the same time. Beautiful game. I'm super happy. Okay, what do we have? We have Ace. We have 2.9 thousand damage, 1.4 thousand assisting damage, 400 assisting damage. We have a Top Gun. We have a high caliber, and we even made profits, which is always much appreciated. And now, before everything, I think I messed up before when I showed you the stuff on index, so I really want to show you what I meant to say. If you are into the marking and if you want to pick some tank to mark, you are clicking over there on the mark of excellence, you are selecting the tier, and let's say you want to play with medium tanks, and then you can see how much you need to do in order to get mark of excellence on the tier 6, right? And for example, the hardest tank to mark in the tier 6 is T-34-85, and the easiest tank to get mark of excellence on the tier 6 would be M4 Alpha 3 Echo 6 Sherman with only 1.2 thousand expectation values, which is very, very, very low. And I think the tank is quite good as well. And fellas, you can see the tank ratings like between good, epic, playable, and so on, so on. And I truly want to believe you are getting some use of the index page as well. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a great time and I hope you enjoyed yourself. And in the end of the day, our score with this vehicle is 2.3 thousand damage and 200 assisting damage, which is bringing us to 2,500 combined. In the tier 6, I would say this is a great score. So everything is fine. So, thank you very much for watching and see you very, very soon. Peace.